Hi, this is BJ Pratik and welcome to Show Me the Money, bringing you latest updates and insights on companies, making it easier for you to analyze and invest in. Today we have Mr. Karthik Shetty, who is a market analyst, and we will be discussing about Woodtronics Incorporated and their marketing strategies. Welcome, Karthik.
Hi Pratik, I'm really glad to be here. So today we'll be speaking about Woodtronics Incorporated, right?
That's right. So Karthik, I've been reading about this company since the last couple of days, but can you give us a brief overview about the company for our listeners?
Yeah, surely. Woodtronics Incorporated is run by Jeffrey Breckman, and this company designs, builds trading room furniture, command centers and network operation control centers for financial institutions, armed forces, police and fire department. In regard with Jeffrey Breckman, he moved into his career in a very unconventional way. Even though he did his university, it didn't work out for him in his career. But it is very astounding to see that how he became a pillar for Woodtronics Incorporated.
Speaking of Jeffrey, his career history is quite intriguing. He started off as a painter who was then hired by his client's husband to work at a furniture store. Now in the first year, he became the top salesperson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it seems he continued working for the next 3 years with the same company.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but at the same time, I guess Woodtronics was doing really bad. They were nowhere to be seen in the market.
They were on a slump, a big slump.
Yeah, he then eventually joined Woodtronics, tripling the sales just in 2 years, making them one of the leading manufacturers in the industry.
Well, that's really good for a youngster, eh?
Yeah, and I think after that, the next step was that they expanded their business to London, and the credit completely goes to their focus on examining each area of the business, which included building employee strengths and improvising on the products and their customer services.
Yeah, that turned out to be their key attributes.
Now getting back to the current situation, I hear there's some kind of confusion between the clientele of this company. Can you please elaborate about the situation to us, please?
So Pratik, this situation, though it sounds confusing, isn't that complicated. It involves an architect being the middleman between the client and Woodtronics, who possessed the best-selling trading desk product, liked it so much that he recommended it to another client in Jersey City.
Okay.
Now, Jeffrey and his team had come up with a prototype for a new model called as the Evolution.
The Evolution.
Yeah, this high-density technology was used for trading environments with more work surface area, integrated with new flat screen technology, better heat removal systems, and designs to hide cables and also easily access them.
Wow, now that sounds definitely a seller.
Now the problem here is that Woodtronics preferred to sell the new product, but the architect, being the middleman, was hesitant and wanted the older product, which he was used to. And this new client, being a very large scale installation, didn't want to be as a, a guinea pig.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't want to take his chances.
That's true. So in that sense, Jeffrey, as a principal of the company, had to make a critical sales decision or risk losing out completely on this large sale.
Okay, now I get it. If I was put in Jeffrey's place, basically I would be left with only 3 options. First being pushing the original product, even though it isn't the best option for the client.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I think the second one being that selling the prototype of Evolution, which would convince the client that this would meet his needs regarding the price and functionality of this product.
Right.
Yeah, and the last one would be involving the architect about Evolution products, which would automatically persuade him to recommend it to future or other clients.
Exactly.
On this note, we shall take a short break. Getting back in conversation with market analyst Karthik Shetty. This is your VJ Pratik. Stay tuned.
At Fly US, your business is important to us. That's why we treat you like shit. We know you have a choice when choosing an airline: awful, dreadful, or terrible. And we promise you, we're striving to be awful. Fly US. Sit back, relax, and shut up.
Welcome back to Show Me the Money. This is Vijay Pratik in conversation with market analyst Mr. Karthik Shetty. Welcome back, Karthik.
Hi, Pratik.
So, just getting back to the options, I thought the analysis would be, I think we should provide the analysis. So, according to me,
Right.
I think Jeffrey has gone with option number 2, which is selling the prototype of Evolution, convincing the client that this would be more preferable for him. And I think that option 2 is like bringing good business to Woodtronics, but at the risk of alienating their architect. Similarly, if they'd gone with option number 3,
Right.
it seems like a more viable option as well as a more relationship-based option, don't you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Pratik. And just to go in depth into these two options, come to think about option 2 is it's a transactional option, which is a hard sell option, which is a very ancient way of doing it. It's a very crude way, but to think about it, it's a form of selling that focuses on making immediate sale with little or no attempt to develop a relationship with the customer or the people involved in this process of selling. While as option 3, which is the motto of Woodtronics,
Okay.
is the relationship of building long-term customer relationships. And this form of relationship building it focuses on securing, developing and maintaining long-term relationships with profitable customers. I don't know why they didn't go with option 3.
That just totally sounded more professional than what I think. Okay, now talking about option number 3, we both think that this is the more viable option because it's more relationship oriented, being a part of the personal selling, which believes in building customer relations on a long-term basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is it goes through a more successful systematic series of steps called the creative selling process that includes the seven steps, I guess. First being prospecting and qualifying, second being pre-approach, third is the approach, fourth sales presentation, fifth handling objections, sixth to close it, and 7 following up. Now what I have gathered from the information that I have read about this company is that if they go through option number 3, the architect had a few fumbles at number 5, that is handling objections. Is that right?
Yeah, the architect was having a small little doubt, so that comes in the 5th unit.
Yeah. So I think to get this back on track, I think we have to go back to the third phase where it includes approach,
Right.
and the fourth phase, which is sales presentation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think if they have to concentrate on effective customer relationship management, along with these 2 points, getting their base right.
Exactly.
Yeah, creating that sales force strategy, satisfying B2B customers through trade sales promotions. Would you like to elaborate on this topic?
Yeah, surely. Trade sales promotions focuses on the supply chain members. It's a customer engagement technique actually. It actually comes in 1 or 2 forms, which are trade allowances, increasing industry visibility. It can be 1 or 2 of them, or it can be both. Now coming to trade allowances, these trade allowances are discount promotions, incentives, rewards towards retailers and distributors. In this case, it is the architect who is the middleman.
Okay, which help offset advertising. Saves big money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money in advertising. And the second one is the increasing industry visibility, which is creating attention to brand enthusiasm among salespeople and customers. So I think in this case they are totally concentrating on increasing industry visibility, along with trade allowances towards the architect or the middleman.
Correct.
Now, these trade sales promotions come in a variety of forms. They are allowances, discounts and deals, co-op advertising, trade shows, promotional products, point of purchase displays, incentive programs and push money.
Okay, so you're saying that these are very essential in the promotions, right?
Yeah, very essential.
Okay, so just a quick question. I just wanted to know that if these points put together with CRM, won't it be very effective in our decision of taking option number 3?
Very effective I can say, Pratik, because through Salesforce strategy and trade sales promotions work together with an effective CRM, will focus on a long-term process and which will eventually be profitable for Woodtronics. Now, thinking about Woodtronics in terms of social media, Pratik, where would you think that Woodtronics and which focus would they have in the market?
Well, I think this totally depends on the social media, on how Woodtronics wants to make use of this platform. It's actually very interesting. Like, they can actually push their product towards their buyers through various ways of promotion, such as conventions, then advertisements, both on social media as well as word of mouth, which is one of the best ways of advertising anything. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So
how about catalogs? Yeah, catalogs also should be mentioned, because I think that there are a lot of customers who don't have time to go to showrooms and check out these things. I think catalogs are the best way
Correct.
for them also to realize.
Yeah, definitely. That's a point. And because they're dealing in like large scale industries rather than the household markets, I think these platforms are more helpful for them because they're a big company.
Yeah.
So conventions, catalogs, advertisements, and obviously like once you have set your clientele, word of mouth is one of the best.
It is
Yeah.
exactly.
And what do you think about the social media platform?
Oh, social media platform, we have to cut out Facebook out here, because Facebook is meant for the youngsters, for
the youth.
the youth, and for small businesses to start. We're talking about this company which is already initiated. It is already installed.
It's well
there
established.
in the market. It's
Yeah.
established. And I think the best web social media for them would be, number 1 would be LinkedIn, number 2 would be Pinterest, and third would be Instagram.
Yeah, me being also in a professional forefront, you'd rather go to these sites for the real deal.
Exactly, because LinkedIn gives all the characteristics, features of the company, its products, and it's a very well detailed platform for any company.
Correct. Yeah. So the buyer knows what he wants and how he wants it.
Exactly, and customization, and we're talking about even the past,
Yeah. Correct. You know.
where they've bought from whom, and that makes a big difference.
It
Because
does.
if I'm starting a company today, I'll see the topmost competitor and what he's got. I would want the same thing, and we're seeing Woodtronics right there. Then I want the same kind of work environment as him.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that was an in-depth analysis about the situation of Woodtronics, and I hope our listeners have got all the necessary information about the company. And well, on this note, I think we should conclude by saying that our decision of going with option number 3 will prove to be fruitful for the future opportunities of Woodtronics. Don't you think?
Yes, Pratik, it will be, and it'll also help in maintaining its customer relationships and its rapport.
Yeah, and well, Karthik, I would just like to say that it was wonderful having you on the show.
It was wonderful being here.
Thank you so much. And well, we don't have much time, so I'll just end by saying that any investment in knowledge always pays the best interest.
Yes, that's a good saying.
Yeah. So for now, this is Pratik, along with market analyst Mr. Karthik Shetty, and this is the show for tonight, guys. I hope you really liked what we got out of this. So
Thank you, guys.
thank you everyone for listening. See you soon.
Take care. Merry Christmas.